Hello, beautiful critical thinkers. My name is Suzanne Harper and welcome to my channel, The Sharper View. Happy Easter if you celebrate. Come on in. The Lord loves everyone. And bring your chocolate Easter bunnies with you. We have a lot to talk about. You've heard the saying, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Well, the first person I'm going to talk about today needs to learn this lesson. Here she is. Do you know her? Karoline Leavitt, White House Press Secretary. I'm going to show you a short clip of her doing a press briefing, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Paid into this program. He will always protect that program. He campaigned on it, he protected it in his first term, and he's back again to continue protecting it. My first reaction when seeing former President Biden was speaking tonight was I'm shocked that he is speaking at nighttime. I thought his bedtime was much earlier than his speech tonight. I understand the topic of his speech will be Social Security.
I'm really taken back by her. I'm sure you caught that comment about Joe Biden being up past his bedtime. Here she is, a White House official, taking jabs at a former president. Geriatric jabs. Do you see the plaque that's on the wall that says the White House? Well, I'm compelled to change the name of it to the House of Disgrace, or the Disgrace House. Have it your way. Yeah, going forward on my channel, it's the Disgrace House. Maybe it's time for Karoline to take a look in the mirror. She's wearing a crucifix, but that makes her a special kind of hypocrite. It's easy to take a swing at Joe Biden. He's 82 years old. Joe's done a few things I don't like, but I wouldn't criticize him for his age. If I were you, Karoline, before you throw jabs at someone like Joe Biden, maybe make sure it doesn't come back to bite you. Take a look at your own life. Is there a reason why anyone could throw jabs at you? Maybe people would say something like, what's wrong with her? She's 27 years old and just married a 59-year-old man. That is a 32-year age difference. Oh, but he's a really rich 59-year-old man, so maybe that's the motivation. Listen, I'm really happy for Karoline with her new husband and baby and all. A nice new family, good for her. But Karoline, here's a wake-up call for you, honey. You're 27 and still relatively young and inexperienced at life. Did you have a conversation with your mother before marrying this guy? There may not be much of a difference between Joe Biden at age 82 and your husband at age 82 if you stick around that long. He may have a good 10 or 15 years more before he starts going south. Then what are you going to do? When your husband's 82 and you're 50, because trust me, when you're 50, you'll be thinking, wow, I'm way too young to have this geriatric husband. But it's okay, take whatever good years you can get, and you can always trade him in for a younger model. Or just emulate the First Lady, who obviously hates her husband. Then it becomes a marriage of convenience. Two separate lives pretending. Oh, you can always end up with a handsome settlement and a newer model. But just an FYI, you represent the people's house, and it's the people's house, not Donald Trump's house. Okay? Remember that when you're behind that podium, spewing lies and throwing jabs. Karoline Leavitt, you put the ass in classless. Now, I just want to follow up by saying there's absolutely nothing wrong with a May-December marriage. There's a lot of people in that situation that are very happy, and they do stick around until the end. Whether she does or not remains to be seen, but in the meantime, I find her behavior unbecoming of a White House official. There's no decorum, no honor, and the bar in this country has been set to an all-time low. Okay, and now, a word from China.
China has been here for 5,000 years. Most of the time, there was no United States, and we survived. And if the United States wants to bully China, we will deal with the situation without the United States, and we expect to survive for another 5,000 years. China is fully prepared to fight to the very end because the world is big enough that the United States is not the totality of the market in the world. So if the United States wants to go in that direction of completely shutting itself out of the China market, be my guest.
Okay, you just heard from Victor Goa, Vice President of the Center for China and Globalization. Looks like China's not flinching. Now, this is how you stand up to a bully. But here comes Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Let's watch his interview.
All this was, again, this was driven by the president's strategy. He and I had a long talk on Sunday, and this was his strategy all along. And that, you might even say that he goaded China into a bad position. They responded. They have shown themselves to the world to be the bad actors. And we are willing to cooperate with our allies and with our trading partners who did not retaliate. It wasn't a hard message. Don't retaliate, things will turn out well.
Yeah, he puts a nice spin on the truth. Trump's strategy is working. By the way, I take back any props I gave to Scott Bessent in my last video. This is why I don't want to be considered a news source. Because after this interview, I realized he's just another one of Mr. Trump's yes men, lying and kissing the ring. But of course, he wouldn't be in that position if he didn't. Honestly, who in their right mind would want to work for that guy? Just ask Anthony Scaramucci. He'll tell you all about it. By the way, China also wanted you to see the perfect cat eye.
中国制造，质量可靠。姐妹，乡巴佬眼线笔，中国制造，质量可。
Meow. Now, how about a feel-good moment? Look at the thousands of people that showed up at Bernie and AOC's anti-oligarch rally in Los Angeles.
People a half a mile away, the largest rally that we have ever had. We're going to make our revolution with joy.
Bernie Sanders has always stood for the working class. It's just who he's been. It's who he always has been. I'm just so happy to see so many people here in the spirit of love and supporting this country, and this gives me hope and makes me proud to be an American.
So Bernie, this is what 83 looks like, huh? He's energized. But that's Bernie. He's active and engaged and showing us how it's done. Keep going, Bernie. And what about AOC, rising star in the party? Your thoughts? Leave them in the comments. Did any of you catch Real Time with Bill Maher last week? The episode where he went on and on and on about his dinner with Trump at the Disgrace House? Oh yeah. He practically fell all over himself talking about what a down-to-earth nice guy Trump is. Honestly, this is a blossoming new bromance. How did he expect Trump to act? You know, let's look at a figure in history. Adolf Hitler. I'm guessing he was a great dinner host too. And I'm sure Trump is too. They always are. These cult leaders / dictators really know how to finesse people and win them over. That's what they do, Bill. And Bill Maher should have realized this was nothing but a PR opportunity for Trump, and he took it. Actually, it's a win-win if you think about it. Bill Maher is trying to capture that 49% of the American audience that voted for Trump and make it his audience. And Trump is trying to win over the rest that didn't vote for him. Good luck, Trumpy. Bill Maher seems to gradually be leaning to the right. He's highly critical of the left now and entertaining people like Steve Bannon. Did you catch that interview? Well, here it is.
The Constitution. Can I read a passage to you? Amendment 22. No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. And yet you keep talking about Trump's... Maybe you should have this. Here,
I'll get you to sign it backstage and underline.
I
Look,
will.
President Trump didn't bring up running for a third term. Myself and others brought up running for a third term. President Trump is going to run for a third term, and President Trump is going to be elected again on the afternoon of January 20th of 2029. He's going to be president of the United States.
Okay, but the thing I just read in there, it seemed like there was no wriggle room there. It seemed like it was just, 8 or 10 words it said only 2 times.
We have a team of people that are working. A team.
How can a team do something about that? What? I don't care if the team is 12 trillion people. The words are still the words.
Bill, every day in federal courts, right now in federal courts, there's 120 lawsuits on what President Trump's doing for his Article 2 rights on the unified executive theory. But he's chief executive, he's commander in chief, and he's chief magistrate and chief law enforcement officer. There's 100, and they're running to court every day to sue President Trump, all because the interpretation of this. The interpretation of this is open for interpretation.
How could it be open? Could I have it back? How could it? I'm sorry to be. No person. You would agree he's a person. Okay, shall be elected. He was elected to the office. That's the office of the president more than twice. Twice is once and then another time.
Does that make your skin crawl? It should. Pay attention, friends. This is serious. I'm afraid what they're attempting to do is trying to find some kind of loophole in the language of the 22nd Amendment. Make no mistake, MAGA always tells you what they're going to do before they do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a dictatorship. A third term would only seal the deal. Keep your eyes open. Attend protests, practice boycotts, and call or write your elected officials. Face off your fears, my friends. Thank you for stopping in today. My name is Suzanne Harper, and this was The Sharp Review. Take care, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.